The numbers were down definitively when you are closed, but when even we could reopen, the numbers didn't come back.
That's Monique Poncelet, who owns Daniel Chocolates. Her factory is here in Vancouver. She and more than 30,000 other small business owners from BC and across Canada are asking the federal government for more time to pay back their pandemic loans.
Now that it's supposed to be that COVID is finished, the consequences of COVID are still there, very much so. People have changed their way to buy. Now with the interest rate so high, people are really, really careful about their expense, and especially, I would say, for chocolate, it's very discretionary.
The current repayment deadline for the Canada Emergency Business Account is December 31st, 2023. Poncelet is one of the business owners who signed the petition from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business asking for a year's extension. She says she borrowed $60,000 from the government to cover her rent for 2 of the chocolate shop's locations, but she'd rather put the money toward her bank loans, whose interest rates have almost doubled.
Some businesses say that they won't be able to survive, or they would have to take out additional loans or lines of credit to pay back this loan.
Annie Dormith with the Canadian Federation of Independent Business says in BC, only 16% of small businesses said they'll be able to repay the loan. Despite the government extending the deadline by a year in 2022, she says not all businesses have been able to bounce back because of inflation, labor shortages, and wildfires.
2 other challenges in the form of an ongoing strike, which has hampered a lot of businesses' ability to keep contracts or keep up operations because they can't get their product to or from.
City News reached out to the office of Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, but she didn't respond in time for a broadcast deadline. BC's Minister of Jobs, Economic Development and Innovation addressed the extension request at a news conference last Wednesday.
I have been advocating that the loans from the federal government are extended. I wrote a letter to Minister Ng in this regard, and I've also spoken to her about it on the telephone twice. It's important.
Whether or not the second extension will happen is up in the air, but over the next 5 months before the repayment deadline, Poncelet encourages the public to shop local.
They still have to pay the rent, they pay high tax, they pay high salary, so please help them.
In Vancouver, Sarah Chu, City News.